Hello everyone, this is Slab and welcome to part 2 of our eXode evacuation tutorial. We will skip straight ahead and launch the game as part 1 already covered all of the setup. This time we will be highlighting a successful evacuation, how that looks like, what you need to do, what things you need to consider, and basically what a somewhat decent game strategy is during the evacuation phase. As usual, we're starting with a station. This time we got lucky, we got the Aramea station, and the interface is the same as previously shown. A quick check on our crew readiness. We have a comms officer slightly injured, and we are ready to go. Now just bear with me while the game actually loads. And we are booted straight into the cockpit. While the basic tutorial loads, a quick check if all of the HUD elements are there, and we're ready to begin in earnest. Now, as you see, we are quite lucky. We have most of our crew with their comms turned on, and we start by directly equipping a few of our guys for battle, then summoning everyone else back in, and we already have a citizen spawned, so let's not waste any more time and send somebody to start upgrading our hyperdrive. The sooner the better. And while we're here, escorting a passenger takes quite a lot of time and is going to yield us some bonus. Once the weapons are loaded, we load up the armor and we send another person for the hyperdrive. Then yet another one, and this one is going to load up cargo. The engineer is going to the hyperdrive as well, and all seems well and good. It's time to get our radar specialist back and reassign our newly equipped crew members to the hulls and the cargo bay for additional security. Another citizen has spawned, so we're gonna snatch them up as well. As you can see, it takes quite a lot of time, so best to do that early if you have the chance to. A couple of more seconds and our crew is now back up to full strength, and we can start utilizing them accordingly. We're going to check their shield capabilities first, selecting one of them to remain on standby, and the other is going to start up loading the ship with fuel. Just a quick reminder, you need an upgraded hyperdrive and some fuel in order to successfully evacuate. So far everything is quiet, and we have almost everyone actually being busy. The aliens have not yet arrived, so we are relatively safe, and let's use that chance to redistribute our last pieces of weapon and armor to the crew. With that done, some more fuel wouldn't hurt, and everyone is keeping busy, upgrading the engines, loading cargo, or escorting our civilian passengers to safety within the hulls of our ship. Not much to do at this point but to wait, but mind I remind you of our first evacuation attempt. You will rarely have the luxury of getting such a good setup. The readiness of your crew depends on their discipline stats, if they have switched their mics on, and some luck as well. Also, bear in mind, loading cargo is quite important, but it lowers your chances to successfully escape the station. And citizens spawning on random is quite beneficial on our attempt as well. We have now 4 of them. If we manage to snag all of them up, we will have more prospective citizens for our future colony attempts once the ship successfully leaves the space station. Our escort or our security detail for the cargo sector is ready, and since there is no hostiles yet, we're making them put in some muscle. At the same time, be sure, as you can see, I'm constantly checking on the various timers. How are the upgrades going? How's the fuel going? The EVAC is basically a multitasking test for you that involves a bit of strategy, a bit of luck, and quite a lot of on-the-spot decision making and risk-reward balancing. Our hyperdrive is somewhat operational, 73%, but we are now focusing on fuel. Cargo's still being loaded up. Still no hostiles in the cargo sector, so we'll just keep doing that. Installing protection is an action that you can do in your station halls to increase the defense and the threat level, or the so-called aggro, of a person. This takes time, but it improves their chances to draw enemy fire in and take minimal damage. As you can see, everything's going swimmingly well for the moment, and our ship is now starting to get assaulted by third parties. First citizens have been escorted, so we're just going to repeat that and wait another 2.5, 3 to 4 minutes for the next two to be escorted back to safety, and the latest upgrades on the hyperdrive are now almost done. The aliens have arrived, ladies and gentlemen, which puts us now on a race against time. Everything so far was no pressure, but we need to start keeping an eye on the interception chance from the cockpit, and to make sure that we do our best to load up as much cargo and fuel and passengers as we can while keeping everyone and the ship alive. That was a lucky shot. We killed the stealing invaders, and now we just need to focus up on getting as much fuel as possible while the other crew members are escorting their citizens. Our engines are up to 100% upgrade, and we have now started taking hits. Hopefully we'll be able to survive another couple of seconds so that we can send somebody on ship duty. I would recommend this guy here. Send him to the cockpit. He is armored, and although it is not yet confirmed, armored personnel, the ones that carry actual armor, tend to be more durable on ship duty as well. Now some hostiles are starting to clamor at our cargo, our precious cargo, so our second armored guard is still guarding that sector, making sure that we can load up citizens and cargo. It seems like our fleet is taking hits. It's not really good for us, but so far we are out of harm's way with just one hit to our actual ship. Cargo sector is safe, and we're now moving in preparation for the second round of ship duty. Moving around the ship will cost quite a lot of time depending on the room you're sending a person from and to, and it is best to plan that ahead if possible. Keep loading fuel until the ship is full or you are really not able to wait any longer, and make sure that you always have a backup person on shield duty. This is my best tip for you. Keep an eye on every room. It's only 4 of them, so jumping around erratically is not that bad of an option. And make sure to never keep your guys idle. Idle hands are the devil's playground after all. Our interception chances are still pretty good. We have one person brain-wired to the shields, ready to take a hit instead of the ship, but his morale and stamina are very low, so we're now cancelling that order. This guy right here seems to be struggling to defeat our attackers, but at the same time, Cargo Bay now seems quite safe. With the engine at 100% upgrade, we can afford to dedicate everyone that is currently in the engine room to loading fuel, and we can get some cargo on the side. Second round of passengers is also almost done, and things are actually coming along very good. Let's check. The signals and radar skill on this person's good, so he's selected for being the next one on shield duty. I kind of misclicked here, should have not sent this guy to cargo, but our fuel reserves are also fully stocked up. Every single second we delay, the chances of taking a hit on our ship hull increase. The fleet that is supposed to be defending us is doing their best, but they are fighting a losing battle. So let us try to find out how much more we can get away with. Seems like we will need to dedicate more and more people to shield duty, and now there's another hostile in the cargo hold. Fuel is up, so no more fuel would be required, and we can safely evacuate the engine room 100% on the fuel and on the engines, and that's everything we can do in that room. Getting a bit greedy here, trying to squeeze as much cargo as we can. Be mindful that there is currently no limit on the amount of cargo you can load, but once the game proper launches, this will be tied to the ship you have selected. And also, again, every single piece of cargo you load decreases your chances of escaping by 1%. We're now starting to stack up people on shield duty. We have the next batch moving in to take the current one's place, and do have in mind putting multiple personnel on shield duty will greatly increase your chances of actually surviving the evacuation. Hoping that we'll be able to basically rescue the last passenger that we have before we are forced to evacuate. As you can see, ships are starting to fire on us now, and with every second we delay, things are starting to get dire. Hoping to last another minute, and since it's now quite hostile in the cargo area, we're going to evacuate our non-armored staff and prepare them for ship duty. We are lucky at the moment, but it is good not to overstress the people handling the shields because they may go into shock or be flat out killed by a solid hit on your hull. You will not take damage, but you will lose a valuable crew member, so as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a very risk reward kind of situation. And we're now taking hits, more and more people on shield duty, and we need to start bringing one of the originals back off the shields because otherwise they will probably not handle it. 10 more seconds to go, everyone. We'll probably not wait until the last piece of cargo is loaded, But securing a passenger is very, very important, and that now comes. As you can see, we're starting to take hits, so we jump ship, click the launch button, and we were successful in evacuation. As you can see, we have finally succeeded, and we got our good score of 1488. That was Slab, and thank you very much for following along. Slab signing out.